In her 22 years practicing private medicine, Cynda Ann Johnson never even considered the possibility that she would one day be the founding dean of a medical school. Yet today, as she completes her distinguished career in medicine, she is credited with bringing a much-needed and highly regarded medical school to Virginia's Roanoke Valley.
I would have never thought of being a dean, but when I went to the University of Iowa to be chair of the Department of Family Medicine, the dean and CEO who ran the school as a managing partnership brought me in one day, I think it was actually my annual review, after I'd been there about 6 months, and said, we think you should be a dean. And I really couldn't quite get over that. I'd never thought of such a thing. But they said, no, really, and we'll give you the experiences to be one. The chair of internal medicine at East Carolina, who worked for me, told me, you know, I went to visit this place in Roanoke, Virginia, and they're talking about starting a medical school, and I think you'd really like that. And I told them I thought they would like you, and that was really how it started.
The timing could not have been better. In the Roanoke Valley, and indeed across the nation, there were too few doctors coming out of medical school to meet growing healthcare needs.
There was a call for new medical schools. There had been no new medical schools for 20 years, and a new workforce report came out that suggested we were behind and needed to train more physicians. And so I think the stars were definitely aligned for that one.
After 30 years in medical education, Dean Johnson had a vision of what a great medical school should look and feel like. She began to apply that vision right away.
I knew what the charge was, which was to have a small research-intensive education, problem-based curriculum school. I'd always been somewhat inventive and entrepreneurial and figured out how to make it work. And so a combination of what's possible and keeping my eye on the prize, I think, were the two important ingredients.
The foundation she built, from architecture and design to construction and a curriculum that emphasized translational research, led to the fully accredited Virginia Tech Karelian School of Medicine.
All of our students have matched into residencies, which is no small feat when 6,000 to 7,000 students per year don't match. Every single class has exceeded the national mean on the first two board scores, step 1 and 2. I can't hardly be more proud of them than I am with my team and my staff who made it happen.
If laying the foundation for a successful medical school weren't enough, Dean Johnson has also proven that women in leadership positions can and will be part of a successful future in medicine for generations to come. Listening is a particularly important trait that has led to all of these accomplishments. And it's a lesson Dr. Johnson wants every one of her students and all of her graduates to keep in the forefront of their minds as they practice.
The number one thing I still hear from my colleagues, meaning my professional colleagues, not physicians, people in the trenches, on the street, it's the stories of not being listened to, not paying attention to what the patient is trying to say. We learned that you listen to the patient, you'll know the diagnosis. I think it's still true.
Cynda Ann Johnson will leave quite a legacy here in the Roanoke Valley, a medical school steeped in translational research and an intimacy that creates camaraderie among students, faculty, and staff. She very much wants that legacy to continue.
Well, I want them to think that I was a good leader that led to a good school. I want people to remember me as a friend and somebody they liked and they liked working for all of my staff. I hope they remember that it was good times that we had and that they all got to participate and they all got to do something that reflected themselves that ended up as part of the school. It's just been an experience of a lifetime.